Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. Marc Márquez pulled off a stunning victory at the Australian Grand Prix after a difficult start saw him drop to 13th at turn 1. Despite the setback, the Gresini rider recovered in spectacular fashion, eventually beating Jorge Martín in a thrilling battle to claim his third win of the season. Jorge Martín had a weekend filled with both triumph and challenges at the Australian Grand Prix. After winning the sprint and starting from pole, the Pramac rider was poised to complete a perfect weekend. However, Marc Márquez's aggressive riding pushed Martín to his limits in the main race. Pecco Bagnaia managed to secure a podium finish at the Australian Grand Prix, but the reigning world champion is not feeling completely satisfied. Following a challenging weekend at Phillip Island, Bagnaia shared with DAZN his frustrations, including lingering effects from a crash with Alex Márquez at Aragon. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Marc Márquez's race at Phillip Island began with an unusual problem. Wheel spin caused by a discarded visor tear-off that blew under his rear tire at the start. This mishap dropped him from second on the grid to 13th place. Speaking after the race, Márquez admitted he wasn't entirely sure how he recovered so quickly, getting back up to 6th position by the end of the first lap. After the start, first of all I tried to not move a lot because I knew that the riders were coming. But then after the first corner, second corner, I was again in that 6th position. So I don't know what I did, I need to rewatch. Quote from Marquez. The Spaniard remained calm and focused, navigating through the pack and setting himself up for a strong finish as the race progressed. After recovering from his early setback, Marquez focused on catching the front runners. He explained that he wasn't initially targeting Jorge Martín but knew he had the pace to compete with Pecco Bagnaia. However, when he saw Martín struggling with rear tire management, Marquez seized the opportunity to go after the Pramac Ducati rider. I was not pointing at Jorge, but when I saw he was managing his rear tire, I said, okay, now I will give everything. Marquez made his first pass on Martín on lap 24, capitalizing on a mistake by the championship leader when he ran wide exiting turn 4. However, Martín quickly regained the lead on the run to turn 1. Undeterred, Marquez waited for the right moment to strike again. The definitive move came on lap 25, when Marquez aggressively dove up the inside of Martín at turn 4, making the pass stick. Despite Martín's attempts to fight back, Marquez pushed hard in the closing laps to maintain his lead. I was behind Jorge, trying to plan the attack for the last 5 laps. And then I did it because he had a small mistake, and I said okay, now I will lead the race. Although Martín managed to briefly retake the lead with slipstream advantage, Marquez responded with a well-timed attack at turn 4, securing the position and managing to maintain a fast pace, setting low 1 minute and 28 seconds laps in the final stages of the race. Marquez's aggressive riding in the final 2 laps allowed him to extend his lead and claim victory. His ability to push the GP23 to its limits was crucial in holding off Martín's challenges. That last 2 laps we used the tire. We pushed a bit more and we did again that 1 minute and 28 seconds low, which was a very fast lap. Marquez concluded. With his 3rd Grand Prix victory of the season, Marquez proved once again that his racecraft and resilience remain at the highest level, as he continues to be a key player in MotoGP's most thrilling battles. Marc Márquez's recovery and victory at the Australian Grand Prix was a testament to his ability to overcome adversity and seize opportunities in critical moments. As the season continues, the 8-time champion remains a formidable force in MotoGP, and his duel with Jorge Martín at Phillip Island will be remembered as one of the highlights of the year. Starting from pole, Jorge Martín was expected to control the race after dominating the sprint. However, Marc Márquez's incredible recovery from 13th to 6th by the end of the first lap soon put Martín under pressure. Despite briefly losing the lead to Pecco Bagnaia, Martín quickly fought back to maintain control. It was a great weekend, doing the pole position, winning yesterday and being on the podium today. I wanted to win. I tried my best. But actually the feeling wasn't like yesterday. Quote from Martín. While Martín managed to hold off Márquez for much of the race, he admitted that he struggled to put the power down and couldn't pull away from Bagnaia and Márquez as he had hoped. As the race progressed, the contest became a two-man showdown between Martín and Márquez. While Martín tried to maintain his lead, he knew Márquez, with nothing to lose in the championship fight, could take greater risks. Márquez made his first attempt to pass at turn 4, but Martín responded on the straight, momentarily retaking the lead. Márquez's aggressive riding, particularly during the decisive moments at the hairpin, surprised Martín, who acknowledged the difference in their risk levels. I tried to stay in first position for the last few laps, but Marc had nothing to lose, so it was much more difficult from my side to battle. Maybe not in terms of speed, but in terms of the risk that he can take, or the risk that I can take. The race-winning move came with 3 laps to go when Márquez once again attacked at turn 4, forcing both riders wide. This time, however, Martín could not respond as quickly, allowing Márquez to secure the lead for good. I just thought, wow, he's aggressive. Turn 4 was the only point where I think he was stronger than me. Martín explained that he struggled with the right side of his front tire from as early as lap 6, which made it difficult to defend against Márquez in certain parts of the track. Despite losing out to Márquez in the race, Martín remains firmly in the championship hunt, having extended his lead over reigning champion Pecco Bagnaia by 10 points after the Australian GP. With 3 races left, Martín knows that every point counts in the battle for the 2024 MotoGP title. Looking ahead to the next race in Thailand, where Martín won last season, he expressed confidence in his team's ability to perform well. Any chance that I have to increase the World Championship lead, I will take it. We know how to work on the bike for next weekend, so I'm pretty happy that we can start with a good base setup and do a great job, Martín concluded. Jorge Martín's thrilling battle with Marc Márquez at Phillip Island highlighted the intensity of the 2024 MotoGP season. With just 3 rounds remaining, Martín's lead in the championship is under pressure, and every race will be crucial as he heads to Thailand with a 20-point advantage over Pecco Bagnaia. Pecco Bagnaia finished 3rd in the Australian Grand Prix, a result that allows him to keep the championship battle alive, though he now trails Jorge Martín by 20 points. Bagnaia admitted that it wasn't his best weekend, struggling with pace compared to his main rivals, Jorge Martín and Marc Márquez. Despite his challenges, Bagnaia took solace in securing a podium finish, acknowledging the difficulties with tire wear. He emphasized that while he wasn't able to keep up with Martín and Márquez, his 3rd-place finish still offered some positives. In the end, we made a step forward. It wasn't enough because the other 2 did a better job than us. They were faster, and I tried everything to stay on top of them. But in the end, I had to back off a bit because I wore out the front tire. Quote from Bagnaia. Bagnaia highlighted the performance of Martín and Márquez, who found their settings early in the weekend, allowing them to control the pace during the race. Bagnaia, on the other hand, struggled with his setup, particularly due to the windy conditions on Saturday. He admitted that Phillip Island has traditionally favored Martín, but he remains optimistic about the upcoming races in Thailand and Malaysia. I already knew that it was a circuit where Jorge was faster than me. He has always done that, but now we are going to 2 circuits that I like a lot, like Thailand and Malaysia. I will try to do better there. One of the main frustrations Bagnaia continues to deal with is the fallout from his crash with Alex Márquez at the Aragon Grand Prix. The incident has weighed heavily on Bagnaia's performance since, particularly as the championship race has become incredibly close between him and Martín. Bagnaia acknowledged that the Aragon crash has made it difficult to maintain his championship momentum, but he remains determined to stay competitive. He believes that minimizing the impact of the crash will be key in the final rounds of the season. The contact with Alex Márquez is costing a lot. Because since Misano won, we are very evenly matched in terms of the championship. We have to make sure that this contact does not cost much and stay close, because in the end we know that we have the potential to win. With only 3 races left in the 2024 MotoGP season, Bagnaia is shifting his focus to circuits that historically suit his riding style. He is confident that both Thailand and Malaysia will offer him opportunities to regain points on Martín and close the championship gap. In the end, it is always the same, one or the other is faster. He is on one circuit, I am on the other. Bagnaia ended by DAZN. Bagnaia is determined to bounce back from his recent struggles and is focused on maximizing his performance in the remaining races to defend his title. Pecco Bagnaia may have finished 3rd in Australia, but the reigning champion is determined to put the frustrations of Phillip Island behind him as he looks ahead to the final 3 races of the season. With the championship battle heating up, Bagnaia is preparing for a fierce fight with Jorge Martín as they head to Thailand. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you in the next video.